Okay, we are going to do green sort 32 today. Now, there's one way of sorting out the words in this list you've been given this week, and that is to sort them into two categories. One category is called an agent, which is a noun. It's a person, place, thing, or idea. And one list of words is a comparative adjective. Now, tap back into your memory and think what an adjective is. Then we can think about what a comparative adjective is. So an adjective adds on to another type of word to add more description. So an adjective is a describing word. So an adjective can be things like brown, blue, cold, the brown bear, the blue sky, the cold drink. They add more information because you could just say there's a bear, there's a sky, there's a drink, but it's kind of more helpful and interesting to say there's a brown bear, blue sky, cold drink. So they're adjectives. Comparative adjectives are still describing words, that's why they're still adjectives, but they compare to something else. So I could say, oh, that's the bigger dog. Now, that doesn't mean much unless you know what I'm comparing it to. There's other comparative adjectives like longer. Oh, you took longer than last time. Well, that doesn't mean much to someone who doesn't know how long you took last time. So a comparative adjective is comparing to something else that you sort of need to know the measure of for it to have any meaning. You could say, that's the younger sister. But all that's really telling you is that it's younger to another sibling. Now, the older sibling could be 105. So the younger sibling might be 101. We wouldn't necessarily say they're young, but they're still younger. So this is just a comparative adjective. So I'll just smudge that now, just rub it all out. So these adjectives are comparative. So older, they pretty much all finish with ER. Because ER as an ending actually kind of means more. So you have big, bigger, long, longer, short, shorter. So this ER ending actually sort of means whatever that was, this is more of it. So we're going to, you'll see a pattern in all your words that are comparative adjectives that they've got this ER on the end. I might stick that there, comparative adjectives, this ER. And all our agent nouns are really just people, sort of names for things. So like dancer or dancer, a sailor, a tutor, like a teacher. Okay, now what you will notice with these ones is they have all sorts of different endings for the the sound. So sailor, it's not even an sound, it's kind of a sound. Dancer, it's kind of like a sound almost, isn't it? Dancer, sailor, tutor. But we can say that with ER, OR, or AR. So what I'm actually going to do is split these agent noun words into the three different types of endings, and we'll see if we can find any patterns, and we're going to keep our comparative adjective in its own column. But there's not really any spelling rules as such other than just splitting that up. I might just, if we've got time at the end of this, I might just have a quick review on adding endings, because you might have noticed when I had the word big and I wanted to add ER on, I have to double the middle letter, don't I? Otherwise that would say biger, because that still jumps across and makes that say its name. So we need that double middle letter when we add endings that begin in a vowel. But I might just do a little mini lesson on that very end. Okay, so let's get on with our sort. I will rub this out. Okay, so we are going to have our agents, and we're going to have noun. We're going to have our ER, AR and our OR, agents. And then we've got over here our comparative. So it's like comparing adjectives. And I'm going to use this little pink sticker here to stick the ER, just so you remember. So we've got comparative adjectives and we've got our agents. Okay, so we've got words like bigger, we've got sooner, longer, smaller. So you can see that if you're describing something in relation to another thing, you've got this word like old, older, smooth, smoother, bright, brighter, etc. So they're pretty straightforward. Let's have a look over here at our agent. So we've got something like a farmer. That's a person that fulfills a sort of, it's a role. We've got, don't have many in the AR column. We've got a burglar. Burglar. And then we've got something like an actor. Whoop, not an at-or, actor. We don't really say actor though. Oh, I loved that actor in the movie. You just say actor, actor, burglar, farmer. We make the same sound. So you can't tell by listening which one to use. You really just have to know by having familiarised yourself by looking. But hopefully we'll see a little bit of a pattern here, and at least you'll have some tips on which ending to choose. So over here we've got traitor. Like if you betray someone, you're a traitor. I can never decide whether to put curls on my T's or not. I think I'll stop doing it. Tutor. So there are 3 OR words. No, I've got one more. I've got sailor. So I've got actor, traitor, tutor, sailor. Here I've only got 2. Beggar. Beggar and burglar. Not many. But you'll see I've got loads here. I've got dancer, dreamer, diver. I've got jogger, writer, shopper, swimmer, writer, shopper. Oh, might move these. I've got swimmer. What else have I got? A voter. I'll put a voter up here. I've got a bit of space. Voter. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so they're all my words. So if you were in a spelling test or you were just writing something and you wanted to write a person who did something, like a farmer or a dancer or a actor or whatever, banker, you'd think, I could end up with ER, AR or OR. Which one, if you didn't have a clue which one to use, what's your safest bet if you just had to take an educated guess? Hopefully you're seeing that this is majority. So worst case, if you're going to have a guess, this is your safest bet. ER is your safest bet. So pretty much use ER unless you know it's not. So hopefully some of these, like actor, you probably, oh my R's are looking like V's, aren't they? Actor, traitor, tutor, sailor. Hopefully these words you might actually be familiar enough with to know that they're OR, and these two, there's not many. You can just learn that they're AR, but it's really helpful to kind of think, okay, I'm going to start with ER, and if they're not ER, I'll move to my AR or OR endings. So that's really the word sort for this week. There's more words here. Let's just fill in this. Sooner, longer, smaller, fresher, younger, older. Move these out of the way. Smoother and brighter. Brighter. And that is your word sort for this week. Let me see how long this video is. Okay, I'm just going to take a couple of minutes, or 1 minute, to just talk about, because we're obviously adding endings to these words, not these words, because, or some actually, but you don't have burglar and then "ow," you don't have trait and then traitor, or toot and then tutor. Say, oh, they're sort of linked, so beg and beggar are linked actually. But I wanted to just talk about when we add this ending, it's an ending that begins in a vowel, and there are some rules as to whether we double the middle letter or not. So, since this is a reasonably short video and there's nothing too strenuous about the rules I've taught you, I thought I might just quickly remind you, hopefully this is just refreshing your wonderful memory, and you're going to be watching this and go, yeah, I know this rule. But I thought I'd start with the word big. Now when we're dealing with short vowel words with just one consonant, we have to do what when we add an ending beginning with a vowel? Good, we have to double the middle letter. If I don't, it sounds wrong, okay? So the word big, I have to double the middle letter. Why don't I have to double the middle letter with long? Longer, that's just perfect. Hopefully you've spotted it's because it has two consonants. So I was always taught the 1-1-1 rule, if you double the middle letter, is it one syllable with one short vowel and one consonant. If it passes those three rules, then you double the middle letter. So our base word big, one syllable, one short vowel, one consonant, then I know I'm going to have to double my middle letter. Does this pass the 1-1-1 rule? One consonant, yes. One short vowel, yes. Nearly there. Does it have one single consonant ending the word? No. So therefore, I don't double the middle letter. What about the word small? Small. Small, one syllable. All, it's kind of a short sound. Two consonants. Don't have to double the middle letter because it's already doubled. I guess that's an obvious one, really. What about jogger? Jogger. So someone who goes for a jog is a jogger. I want to add that. Is it one syllable? Yes. One short vowel? Oh, yes. One consonant? Yes. Then I have to double the middle letter. Okay? So as you're adding your I want you to be thinking through this 1-1-1 rule. This is your double middle letter rule. So if you are taking notes, go back up into your notes section and write this down. Double middle letter rule. And just write 1-1-1. One syllable, tick. One short vowel, tick. One consonant, tick. So if you get 3 ticks, you double the middle letter. Okay, so find a little spot up in your notes section. You can write it however you like. You don't have to write it out exactly as I have done, although you can. Double middle letter rule, 1-1-1. Does it have one syllable? Yes. Does it have one short vowel in the middle? Yes. Does it finish the word with one consonant? Yes. That is, just do want to clarify, that's finish the word. You can have 2 consonants at the beginning. This is finish with one consonant. One syllable, one short vowel, one consonant to finish. If it tick, 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 you double the middle letter. Okay, so I'll leave you with that. But have a great week practicing your spelling sort words. Bye.